I watched Jake load the last box of truck parts into the buyer's Honda Pilot, and something inside me twisted when I saw his hands shake. He pocketed the cash without counting it, turned away before the guy even pulled out of our driveway, and walked straight past me into the house like I wasn't standing there 7 months pregnant with his child. 3 weeks have passed since that moment, and the man I married has disappeared. I'm standing in our kitchen right now, staring at cold scrambled eggs I made an hour ago that he hasn't touched. Jake's sitting on the couch in yesterday's clothes, staring at some fishing show he doesn't even like. The remote sits loose in his hand like he forgot he's holding it. This is what every morning looks like now. Every single one since he sold that stupid truck. I say stupid, but I know it wasn't stupid to him. That Chevy was his whole world before I came along. Maybe it still was, and I just didn't want to see it. He bought it right before we met, spent every spare dollar and every free minute on it. Chrome wheels, custom exhaust, lifted suspension, the works. His buddies called it the Beast, and honestly, the name fit. That thing was loud enough to wake our entire street when he started it up. But we're having a baby. Our daughter arrives in 8 weeks, and reality doesn't care about chrome wheels or truck clubs or weekend meets. Reality costs money, and Jake doesn't make enough at the warehouse to afford both his hobby and our child. He knew it, I knew it. We just didn't talk about it until we had to. You didn't eat, I say, walking over to him. He doesn't look up. Not hungry. Jake, you barely ate yesterday either. I'm fine. He's not fine. He's hollow. The man who used to wake me up with kisses and terrible jokes now rolls out of bed like he's going to a funeral every day. He comes home from work, plants himself on this couch, and zones out until he falls asleep. Sometimes he doesn't even make it to our bedroom. I sit down next to him, close enough that our knees touch. Baby, we need to talk about this. About what? You know what. The truck. How you've been acting. His jaw tightens. I'm handling it. You're not handling anything. You're shutting down. He finally looks at me, and there's something in his eyes I've never seen before. Something cold. What do you want me to say? That I'm thrilled? That selling the one thing that mattered to me doesn't bother me? The one thing? Jake, that's not fair. Fair? He stands up so fast I flinch. You want to talk about fair? I gave up everything I cared about, and you're mad I'm not happy about it? My heart pounds. I never asked you to sell it. That was your choice. What choice did I have? His voice cracks. Tell my pregnant wife we can't afford the baby because I want to keep my truck? That's not a choice. That's just doing what I'm supposed to do. He walks to the window, his back to me. His shoulders are shaking. I realize he's crying, and it breaks something in me because Jake doesn't cry. In 4 years together, I've seen him tear up maybe twice. I stand, move toward him, but he holds up his hand. Just don't right now. Jake, please. I need space. He grabs his keys to the sedan, the boring gray Civic he bought to replace the Beast. I'm going for a drive. He leaves before I can stop him. The door clicks shut, and I'm alone in our tiny living room with cold eggs and a fear I can't name settling in my chest. That was this morning. It's noon now, and he's still not back. I've texted him 4 times, called twice. Nothing. My phone finally buzzes at 1:15. Not Jake. It's Marcus, one of his truck club buddies. Hey, Sarah, is Jake okay? He's been ghosting the group chat. I sit down on the porch steps. Honestly, no, he's not okay. Yeah, we figured. Selling the Beast had to hurt. That truck was his baby. I know. I press my palm against my stomach, feeling our actual baby kick. I just don't know how to help him. Give him time, and tell him we miss him at the meets. Club's not the same without him. We hang up, and I sit there until my legs go numb. Jake's car finally pulls into the driveway at 3. He gets out slowly, and I see fast food bags in the passenger seat. He ate lunch alone rather than come home to me. He walks up the steps, and I stand. Where were you? Driving. For 5 hours? I needed to think. He tries to move past me, but I block the door. Jake, we have to talk about this. Really talk. Not just you walking away every time it gets hard. His face twists. You want to talk? Fine. I resent you, Sarah. I know it's not logical. I know you didn't force me to sell the truck, but every time I look at you, at your belly, I think about what I lost. And I hate myself for feeling that way, but I can't stop. The words hit me like a slap. You resent me? You resent our baby. I didn't say that. You basically did. No. He runs his hands through his hair. I resent the situation. I resent that I had to choose. I resent that I'm 26 years old and I had to give up the only thing that made me feel like me. You still have yourself. You still have us. Do I? His voice drops. Because I don't feel like me anymore. I feel like some shell of a person going through the motions. Work, home, couch, sleep. That's it. That's my life now. And it's going to be like that forever because we have a kid coming, and kids are expensive and time-consuming, and there's no going back. The fear in my chest spreads. Are you saying you don't want the baby? I'm saying I don't know who I am without that truck. Then figure it out, I snap, because in 8 weeks, you're going to be a father, and our daughter deserves better than a dad who mopes around wishing his life was different. He stares at me for a long moment. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Those words freeze me solid. What does that mean? I don't know. I just keep thinking maybe I made a mistake. Maybe we rushed into this. We didn't rush into anything. We've been together 4 years. But we weren't supposed to have a baby yet. This wasn't the plan. Plans change, Jake. That's life. Well, maybe I wasn't ready for my life to change this much. I stepped back like he pushed me. So what are you saying? You want out? I don't know what I want. His voice breaks again. All I know is I wake up every day feeling like I'm suffocating, and I don't know how to make it stop. Tears burn my eyes. So you're just giving up? On us? On our baby? I didn't say that. Then what are you saying? I'm saying I need time to figure things out. Time? I laughed, but it comes out bitter. We don't have time. I'm 7 months pregnant. I know that. He's crying again now, full on sobbing. God, Sarah, I know. And that's what makes this so much worse. I can't even have a breakdown properly because there's a ticking clock and responsibilities, and everything I do affects another person now. I want to comfort him. Every instinct tells me to hold him, to tell him it'll be okay. But I'm angry too. Angry that he's falling apart when I need him to be strong. Angry that he sold his truck and acts like it's my fault. Angry that he's making me feel guilty for being pregnant with a baby we both made. I can't do this right now, I say. I can't be your therapist and your pregnant wife and your emotional punching bag all at once. I never asked you to be any of those things. You didn't have to ask. It's just what happens when you shut down and push me away. He wipes his face with his sleeve. Maybe we should take a break. The words hang in the air between us like smoke. A break, I repeat. You want to take a break from your pregnant wife? I just need space to clear my head. You need space. My voice sounds strange, distant. Fine. Take all the space you want. I walk inside, straight to our bedroom, and start pulling his clothes out of the dresser. He follows me, confused. Sarah, what are you doing? Giving you space. I throw shirts and jeans onto the bed. You can stay with Marcus, or your brother, or whoever, but if you walk out that door, don't. Expect me to be here, waiting when you decide you're done having your tantrum. That's not fair. Nothing about this is fair. I throw a pair of his work boots at him. He catches them. I'm 7 months pregnant, scared out of my mind about becoming a mom, and instead of having a partner, I have a man-child who's more upset about losing his truck than excited about meeting his daughter. That's not true, isn't it? Name one time in the last 3 weeks you've talked about the baby. One time you've asked about my appointments or felt her kick or helped me set up the nursery. One time. He opens his mouth, closes it, Opens it again. Nothing comes out. That's what I thought. I grab a duffel bag from the closet and start stuffing his clothes inside. So go. Take your break. Figure out who you are without your precious truck. And while you're at it, figure out if you actually want to be a father or if you're just going through the motions because it's what you're supposed to do. Sarah, please. Get out, Jake. Tears stream down my face. Just get out. He stands there for what feels like an hour, but is probably only seconds. Then he picks up the duffel bag, slings it over his shoulder, and walks out. I hear his car start, hear it back out of the driveway, hear it disappear down the street. Then I collapse on our bed and cry until I can't breathe. He's been gone for 2 days now. Staying with Marcus, according to the one text he sent. He asked if I was okay. I didn't respond. I don't know what to say. No, I'm not okay. Yes, I'm furious. Also, yes, I miss you. Also, I'm terrified. My mom calls. I don't tell her what happened. She'd drive over here and make everything worse with her opinions and her judgment. Jake's mom calls. I let it go to voicemail. His friends are probably wondering what's going on, but I don't owe them explanations. On day 3, I get a call from a number I don't recognize. Is this Sarah Mitchell? Yes, who's this? My name's Dave. I bought your husband's truck a few weeks back. My stomach drops. Okay. Look, this is going to sound weird, but is there any chance your husband wants to buy it back? I sit down. What? I love the truck, don't get me wrong, but my wife's been giving me hell about the payments. Says we can't afford it with her student loans. I was going to list it for sale again, and I figured I'd give your husband first dibs since I know he loved it. My brain spins. How much? Same price he sold it for, $15,000. $15,000 we don't have. $15,000 that should go toward baby supplies and medical bills and diapers and everything else. But maybe $15,000 that could save my marriage. Can I call you back? I ask. Sure, but I'm listing it tomorrow if I don't hear from you. We hang up, and I stare at my phone for 10 minutes straight. Then I do something I probably shouldn't do. I call my dad. Peanut, what's wrong? I tell him everything. The truck, Jake's depression, the fight, the separation. When I'm done, he's quiet for a long time. How much is the truck? He finally asks. Dad, no, I wasn't calling to ask for money. How much, Sarah? $15,000. More silence. Then, I'll wire it to you tomorrow. Dad, you can't. That's too much. You're my daughter. You're having my first grandchild, and your husband is suffering. Sometimes investments aren't about logic. Sometimes they're about people. I'm crying again. I can't ask you to do this. You didn't ask. I'm offering. Buy the truck back. Save your marriage. Pay me back whenever you can, or don't. I don't care. I just want you happy. The money hits my account the next morning. $15,000 from Dad with a note that says, "For Jake, love you." I call Dave and tell him I'll take it. He sounds relieved. We arrange to meet that afternoon at a parking lot halfway between our houses. I drive my car, the one Jake and I barely ever used because he always insisted on his truck. Dave pulls up in the Beast, and my breath catches. It looks exactly the same. Chrome gleaming, engine rumbling, taking up 2 parking spaces. He gets out, hands me the keys. Your husband's a lucky guy, he says. I hope so. I drive the truck home, and it feels massive and awkward. I can barely see over the steering wheel, and the clutch is stiff. But when I pull into our driveway and turn off the engine, I sit there for a minute, just breathing. Then I text Jake. Come home. I have something to show you. He responds immediately. On my way. 20 minutes later, his Civic pulls up behind the truck. He gets out slowly, confused. Then he sees it. His truck. In our driveway. Where it belongs. He walks toward it like he's in a trance. Runs his hand over the hood. Looks at me. Back at the truck. Back at me. How? I bought it back. With what money? My dad helped. It's a loan. We'll pay him back. Sarah, we can't afford this. The baby. We'll figure it out. I walk over to him. You were right. You shouldn't have had to choose. It wasn't fair. And I'd rather have you happy and broke than miserable and slightly less broke. He's staring at the truck, and tears are streaming down his face. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve you. Probably not, but you're stuck with me anyway. He laughs through his tears, and it's the first time I've heard that sound in weeks. Then he pulls me into his arms and holds me so tight I can barely breathe. I'm sorry, he whispers. I'm so sorry. I was so lost, and I took it out on you. That wasn't fair. No, it wasn't, but I get it. You felt like you were losing yourself. I did, but you're right. Our daughter deserves better, and I want to be better. I want to be the dad she needs. You will be, but you also need to be you, and you're a truck guy. That's part of who you are. He pulls back, looks at me. How are we going to afford this? I picked up extra shifts. We'll cut back on other stuff. And honestly, seeing you smile again is worth eating ramen for a few months. He kisses me, deep and desperate. I love you so much. I love you too, even when you're being a dramatic idiot. He laughs again, and the sound fills up all the empty spaces in my chest. That night, he starts setting up the nursery. He hangs shelves and assembles the crib and arranges tiny clothes in the drawers. We talk about names, we talk about our fears, we talk about everything we should have talked about weeks ago. And in the driveway, the beast sits waiting for weekend meets and road trips and all the moments that make Jake feel like himself. Because sometimes the answer isn't choosing between the life you had and the life you're building. Sometimes it's figuring out how to make room for both. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Would you have bought the truck back? Or was it enabling his breakdown instead of dealing with the real issues?